it's a 10-unit multifamily in Ybor, right? And talk about the name of it, the inspiration, the opportunity, how you found the deal, right? Go through that whole process.
When we were doing that duplex project, I had been trying to figure out creative ways to sustain it, right? So trying to figure out because my passion has always been affordable housing. So, but I knew that with that neighborhood, the cost of that, like the assessment for that property, it kind of be foolish to do to incorporate affordable housing right there because the rents in the neighborhood. So well, I'm not gonna say foolish. I'll say tough, right? So I had approached housing, City of Tampa Housing Community Development, and just went in there to talk shop. Introduced myself to the housing director, um, and I asked her about this property. I was also having permitting issues too, right? So I asked her about this property. I was like, "Hey, how can I get this the numbers to work with it being affordable housing?" And she ran down everything from like all of the pay scales, the income for the area, how we could still technically make it work under like 120%, stuff like that, right? So we just talked. I was telling her what I was doing. I think she kind of was impressed by the amount of information that I presented to her and my knowledge of housing. And so from there, we kind of just built a relationship, right? And she was telling me, there's a infill program that we do. The program where the city provides lots to developers and they develop it and sell it. She was telling me about those solicitations, but also was telling me about different solicitations that not many people know about, right? So after that conversation, she was just like, "Hey, um, just pay attention, right? Just check our websites. Just connect yourself with our solicitation outlets, and always be prepared, right?" So I got a notification. No, actually, no. I think I was just searching the site one day, and I saw that there was a solicitation available, and so I called these guys and I said, "Hey, man, well, she told us to look, and this one actually seems like a great opportunity for us. Let's apply for it, right?" So this was what, Christmas 22. This is like, yeah, this is 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was Christmas of 22. So we spent the whole December. This was early. This was like beginning of December when they put it out. So we spent the whole December trying to put together something. This wasn't even our original site that we chose. We went through like 10 different sites. And we actually submitted two different projects.
So how did that work with the city though? They put out a partnership,
Hmm.
so they don't put out a specific, hey, here's an address, here's the site.
No,
Huh.
so this one wasn't. It wasn't a request for proposal. It wasn't a request for qualifications. It was a RFA, a request for applications. So basically, I'll just summarize the request. The request was, hey, bring us projects with minimum 10 units, and we'll assist you with funding. And you have to maintain 50 to 80% AMI. You can't go over 80% AMI, and you have to maintain that for 30 years. So once we read that, I mean, we knew construction, we knew how to put together a deal. We just jumped on it because it didn't have the only restrictions were for us to keep it affordable, which is what we wanted to do anyways. So yeah, we applied for it, but we were trying to, we got very, our goals were lofty at this point. We were looking at projects 30 units, 40 units. Um, but we settled on this one and another one. It was a townhome project in Seminole Heights, and the one in Seminole Heights was in the middle of being rezoned, which we helped the owner rezone it. But
Successfully.
yeah, yeah, successfully. We helped them after we got awarded for this. But yeah, that project was one that we were looking at as well because that was 16 townhomes,
Mm.
and so it was a decision we had to make. Well, actually, no, they sort of made the decision for us because they let us know that they would rather fund a project they didn't have to rezone. They didn't have to wait on rezoning versus a project that.
The city themselves is saying that?
Yeah, we had a discussion because we presented two projects. They were like, "Hey, these are both great projects, but one we're gonna have to wait a year for, and the other one seems like you can kind of attack it within like a year."
And the city's perspective is we need to get rolling on affordable housing.
Yeah.
And we want to be quick with this.
Yeah, we have an issue, and we need. And, we'll much rather fund a project that can address our needs.
So you put this RFA,
Yeah.
request for applications.
Mm-hmm.
They select you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're kind of looking at sites.
No, we had to. So we had to put together the whole deal.
Yeah.
Oh, when you go to make this, when you put your application in, you're like, here's our firm, here's who we are, here's this site, here's what we could, like the entire
Yeah.
A to Z package.
Had to present our resumes, things that we've done. Had to have enough experience to apply for this. But yeah, we had to find the site. We had to show them that we had correspondence with the owners, like some agreement in place, or
So you got to take a few steps before you can do this RFA with the city.
yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah,
A lot.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We had to present like we presented 2 projects, 2 of which we had already had correspondence with the realtors who had listed these properties, and yeah, we had to get them under contract. We had to spend money before we even
With no guarantee from the city.
yeah.
So you saw this one. This one was what, online for sale?
Yeah.
Was it already zoned for these 10 units?
Yeah.
And that's why you said earlier the city liked it because it was ready to roll.
Yeah, yeah, it's on YC5, and the lot size gave us it technically gave us 9, but we had a bonus density for affordable housing, so we got the 10 out of it.
It's really, really cool. I love, in Tampa, it seems like a lot of the projects are townhome style, duplex style. This is almost a cool mix of like, it kind of looks like an apartment building with the parking in the back. The front streetscape is to the sidewalk. So like you're a part of the community, when you're looking at it. Go back to David to the front. And then the front, like how is it set up? Obviously there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 entrances from the street. That's what I mean. It's like it's an apartment building, but it's made to look like an old school Ybor,
Yeah,
like shotgun style house.
like individuals.
Individuals, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a part of the requirement with Barrio?
No, so Barrio's interesting. We worked with them a couple of times. We've done a couple of projects in the area, and the thing with them is they want you to use architectural elements that are period appropriate, right? They make suggestions, and it's up to us to interpret them, in order to proceed the project. So we didn't have to do this. We could have done like the building down the street from us, the one by your house, the stucco. Yeah, we could have picked any style, but this kind of married all the ideas from the projects we had before, and so we just used those architectural elements from previous projects. But yeah, I think it kind of turned out nicely because people actually don't know what building is, like what type of building it is. They always say townhomes, and
Yeah, exactly. But that's my whole point.
Yeah.
People that word duplex,
Yeah.
right? Quadplex. We've talked about this before, how it sort of has this interesting connotation to it. I mean, I don't have that connotation.
Yeah.
I grew up with a quadplex across the street. I didn't think, oh, quadplex, these people are a certain, no, And with this looks like it fits in so well. You don't even really know what you're looking at. You're just looking at nice housing. Right. And any neighborhood really could receive something like this that matched that neighborhood's character, and it wouldn't be as offensive as a townhome project, which is just so cookie cutter, and you kind of know what you're getting when you look at it.
Yeah.
With this, you've created a 10-unit, basically an apartment building, right? Is that how it's classified? It's not a townhome.
Nope.
But you keep all that same character. So with all y'all's background, I'm assuming that is the reason why it looks like this. It looks like you guys got very creative with this. I don't typically see 10-unit apartment buildings in this city look like that. Like you guys were pretty forward thinking with this. Where did you start? Sounds like you get the dirt. You know you're entitled. The city basically gives you a sort of stamp and says, hey, that we like this. Like we're ready to roll. That's probably where it got exciting. So at what point do you start to draw this thing up and get really excited about doing this?
Man, we had to have it drawn up before we submit it.
And that's why I said earlier, like that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on in terms of separating ourselves is because we can do everything without having to call an architect. Just to get past, obviously, to get permits, you got to get stamps. But to put something in front of, a housing director or put something in front of council, you don't, your site plans don't have to be stamped for council. We can do all of that. So for us, we were able to we worked together, figured out the site plan, and literally just had to, once we got it approved and got the project approved, everything, the cake was baked. The architect just had to put icing on it.
By the time you made that application, it was already kind of hey, here's the deal. Here's what it's going to look like. Here's everything about it.
Dante whipped up the floor plan. It was very minimal work.
Hey guys, if you want to watch the full episode of this clip, click right here. Make sure to subscribe by clicking right here. Thank you for watching.